Hello YouTube, just wanted to talk about my little solar setup I've been playing with here lately. Um, I've been wanting to experiment with solar for a while, and so you get some light down here. Yeah, it's not really showing up too well. Um, you know, don't have the money to go full bore at it right now. But I looked at the Harbor Freight setup, and I looked at something that they had over at Northern, and what I wound up going with instead was a kit from Renogy, Renogy, available through Amazon. I have no affiliation with them, but I do endorse. I think it was the best deal that was out there. So what you got for about 180 bucks, their kit includes a 100 watt panel, which is out there because, as you can see, the shade comes over top of my little shed here. You get this charge controller. You get the clips for mounting the panel, which normally are like an extra 20 or 12 bucks or something like that. And you get the something like 20 feet of the wire. I say one discriminator between this kit and the Harbor Freight or the Northern one was those cables and connectors are the real deal. That's basically the kind of thing you'll see on a permanent installation on a house, rather than, and they're weatherproof, whereas the wiring and connectors for the Harbor Freight and Northern kits pretty much junk by comparison. Plus, just the wattage of the kit, the fact that that's 100 watts. Harbor Freight's like 45. The kit at Northern, I think, is 80. And I don't remember what else I didn't like about the Northern one. The Northern one wasn't too bad. I think right now the Harbor Freight one's at the bottom of the heap. So right now I am running. I'm just learning about solar. Right now I'm actually using the charge controller the way it's, pictographs there would suggest. My load is coming off of the load connectors there. I don't think that's going to work very well in practice if you're going to have serious inverters or anything like that. It's a 30 amp. So I think what will end up happening, in fact I've started working towards building a high amperage bus and everything. What's going to happen is I'll just use that to run the meter off of it, and then there'll be a completely separate circuit coming off of the battery for higher amperage stuff. But here's some interesting observations for somebody starting out. Okay, here's I got the light on right now. This light, this is one of those straight off eBay or whatever lights that goes into a standard hardware store type of receptacle, and I have it wired in here right now. So you might be interested in the current or the voltage drop when this thing is on or off. You can see here it goes off or up around. It hunts around for a while actually. And of course you have variations with clouds going by the sun and all, so you can't really get a perfect idea here. But you do notice an immediate drop when I turn the light on, of not very much really. I mean a volt at best. Excuse me, a tenth of a volt at best. On the other hand, if you actually use this, one of these type of inverters, say, I had an instinct to try to turn the camera up like I was taking a still photo. So if you're using one of these type of inverters that plugs into the 12 volt socket, now of course everybody's going to know you're not supposed to run a lot of amperage through something like that, but interesting thing to try, I thought, would be to run that into an 18-volt charger for my Ryobi tools. Light down on that. And you know, there's a lot of inefficiency there. You're talking about going from 12 volts to 120 and then down to 18 again. Lots and lots of loss. Plus, you know, you're not really running it through a very robust circuit. But anyway, thought it'd be fun to try. But watch what happens to the voltage when I kick that thing on. Here we go. It's testing the battery right now. It's oh, wait a second. Yeah, it's charging now. Okay. Voltage starts going down, down. It just continues to go down. I did actually charge a battery using this setup yesterday. By the time it was done, and we might not have had as good sunlight as we have right now, but it was getting below 12 volts. It just kept drawing down, down, down. Actually, it almost seems to want to hold its own right now. Might be the improvement in the sunlight. What's that going on out there? Yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with that right now. This battery has a fairly full charge. Let me pause this a second. I'll see if I can put a battery that needs a little more to it. Alright, I just put one in there. It's testing right now and charging. Whoa! Yeah, much. This is actually the one that I charged yesterday. That was performing like I was telling you. I wonder if it has to do with the actual difference in the battery chemistry, because they're both Ryobi lithiums, but one's I don't know. One's the silver cased type. I don't know. It's a P103, and the other one's a P102. So the 102 is the one that really seems to be taking a heavy toll on the voltage. The P103, not so much. So I don't know really what that means. Anyway, but wow, yeah, you can see that one. Still, yeah, it's still dropping. Yeah, like I said, when I did this yesterday, it went all the way down to 11 point something, and the charge controller did not kick off. So that was I found interesting. I figured that the charge controller, once it gets down below 12, would kick off. That's the only use I can see for running my actual load through the controller, is that it might have protection against low battery. Yeah, look at that thing dropping like a rock. Otherwise, like I said, I'm just going to have a completely separate circuit for loads coming off of the battery. But yeah, still going, still going. And I think I'm going to invest in, because I have a whole lot of Ryobi 18 volt tools, and I want this system to actually do something for me, besides just, something to play with. So I think for about $40 I can get the, the Ryobi in-vehicle charger thing that's meant to run through a system like this. So more to come. And as you can see, below 12, and still drawing down on my battery.